Hello and welcome to Peyi Vlogs. This video is a continuation of the Life After Uni series. If you've not seen the first two videos, please check them out here and I'll drop them in the description box so that you can watch them after you watch this video. So in this video, basically, I'm talking about my unemployment story. I was at home for over 8 months unemployed and how I literally dealt with it. So in the previous videos, I actually just highlighted things that I did, and today I'll be more close and personal as I share my own story, how I was able to navigate it, and how I am still basically navigating life after uni. Like I said, life after uni never ends. It's like a continuous process. You continue to navigate it and you continue to find your way in this journey. If this kind of video you would want to watch, please stay tuned and keep watching. My unemployment story. Hey, it's like actually a story time because I'll actually be talking about some things. I hope I don't end up crying in this video because I can be very emotional, but let me put myself together first. And yeah, I'm ready. So basically, I remember finishing my examinations, final year project and all those things around May. And I think by May, I was home already. Yes, so I was already home by May. I'd finished my final exams. You know, everybody now just finishing exams, projects, and we're all happy and excited. 5 years, don't waka. We're so excited. After 5 years of engineering, the excitement was there, the joy was there. But there was a part inside of me that was still saying that, you're actually done with uni. It wasn't like yesterday you resumed uni. And for me, resuming uni was quite an emotional one for me. So let me just give like a backstory. So I resumed uni September 20 and my birthday was September 19. So it was more of like a send forth for me. So my birthday was September 19. I remember crying that night, like a smoking that I am. I just lost 16. Yes, so I just locked 16 and it was such all an emotional. My family was there going to uni, you know, parents advising you be a good girl, remember the child of whom you are and all that good stuff. So let me go back to life after uni. Yes, so basically this was 5 years after, and I won't lie, I was super excited, I was happy, but there was still a part of me that was still always like, oh, I'm actually done with uni. Hey, I'm actually done with uni. What's next? What's next? What's next? What is next? Like the question of what is next. And to make things not much easier, or actually people were asking from a place of concern. Everybody kept asking you, what is next? What is next? Are you going for a master? What do you want to do? Do you want to work? Are you traveling out? Are you relocating? What's the plan? And every of those good questions. But for me, they were more of like, I was pressured. I was like, and the truth is, if 3 people asked me the same question, I would give like 3 different answers because I was confused. And it's not because I was lying, I was just confused. I didn't know what to say sometimes. Sometimes I'll tell somebody that, oh, I want to do this, I want to go and do this. I'll tell somebody I want to do certification. I'll tell someone else I want to do this. I was just telling people different things because I wasn't even sure what I wanted myself. And it was actually a very, very trying phase for me. I started thinking of the unknown future, getting a job, how will I do things, how do I want to, when do I want to be married. And as a lady from where I come from, I forgot to mention this earlier, as a lady from where I come from, everybody's asking you, or maybe you want to get married, or after uni, what's next? You can get married, though. Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have this?
And
I'm like,
what type of plane is this?
Are you joking?
This is plane.
Marriage, like, what is marriage? Like, marriage wasn't even in my radar. Like, of everything I was going to even tell people, if I was going to even give different perspectives or stories, marriage wasn't even there. So a subtle pressure came again that marriage, I need to go and start looking for a serious relationship because I need to marry immediately. Like, maybe marriage is one of the options. I sometimes at that point I was even seeing marriage as an escape route. Like, oh, maybe if I get married and I'm in my husband's house, or I'm in my there won't be any issue. But that was like an extra subtle pressure.
Wow, the pressure is getting worse.
For between May and July, I felt like maybe the pressure was there, but there wasn't much pressure because also the excitement of graduation day was there. Trying to get clothes, hair, makeup, you know, preparing for graduation. I was going to get Thanksgiving clothes, graduation day clothes, dinner clothes, and all those things. So the excitement of graduation day also kind of distracted me from actually focusing. So graduation ceremony was coming, everybody was happy, we're going shopping, we're going all that. All of us after school, we're all linking up with our friends, hanging out and all that. So for me also at that point, I don't think I had realized what was still waiting for me. Basically, I had not realized. But on my graduation morning, I cried. Like, I literally was crying because it dawned on me that, okay, after today and I go back home, what's next? That is when all the what is next questions actually dawned on me. Like, I need to actually answer this question. It's not just a question of what is next and what is not next. I need to be able to answer this question and give myself direction. So I went back home and I was just trying to figure out life. I can remember my graduation was July 21. That was the date. So it was on a Friday. So gosh, yeah, I remember I cried that morning. I literally cried. I started asking myself that real question everybody had been asking me: what is next? And in my head, I felt like by the time I send out my CV, my certificate, I would get a job here, even if it's part-time, even if it's internship, and people will pick me. I started applying. Did I even tell you? Between me and Julia, I'd be applying for jobs and I've been getting all those rejection responses. And I'm like, okay, maybe because they have not seen my certificates. When my certificate is ready and they know that I have fully graduated, they would respect me. And yes, this was July. I started the journey of sending out my CV again, and the same thing kept happening. Rejections. I applied to places, maybe do the first stage, assessment stage and all that, and I kept on getting rejections. And that's when it dawned on me that it's not about certificate. It's not about certificate on graduation day. And at that point, I started asking myself that, do I really want to still practice engineering, or do I want to change career paths? And that's when the question of, do I want to do what I studied in the uni? Because I started realizing that a lot of people were not even practicing what they did in uni. They were not working in the area they did in uni. I was also thinking, do I want to start a business? And that was when maybe the career change prospect came to me, and I'm like, I've done 5 years engineering, and it's still I can still change career path, and I need to start finding information on if I want to change career paths. Then I started researching as an escape route that, what if I go for a master's degree, and at least I will have time to think and focus my life. So the option of a master's degree came. I started researching for where I can do my master's degree, and yeah, kind of a distraction, and everything came. Then I felt like that moment the momentum was still there. I was still happy and super excited and all that, right? I started researching for masters abroad, masters in Nigeria, and there was this excitement, and I felt like I was kind of relieved of that moment. Then August came. My younger siblings were resuming school, were resuming uni. Yes, they're resuming uni. Yes, I remember the year. They're both resuming uni, and I remember how we were preparing for them to resume to uni, and I realized that, wait though, hey, I'm not going back to school. Oh. The escape route was to go back to school, right? And at this point I realized that I was not shopping. They were not shopping for me. They were shopping for my younger brother and sister. And I'm like, wait though, I am actually not going to uni. And I felt like life started dawning on me a little bit again. August, I got confused again that this life is real. I actually felt like the attention was taken off me. I felt like my parents were even focusing on me. This is just a personal thing, and I feel it's normal because I felt like all the attention was on my younger siblings. Like, we're going back to school. Normally, like, we go for shopping together, we shop and get all these things together and pack our things for school together. But I was not packing any box. I was not packing anything. I was not buying any provisions. I was not doing any grocery shopping. I wasn't buying anything. I was not buying baking soap. I was not buying anything. Like, hey. Then August came, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm actually at home. I'm going to be stuck with my Nigerian parents for the next few months. Or maybe before the end of this month, I'll get a job. Ending of August, the rejections continued, and I started exploring. And like, no, I can't do this. What can I do to keep sane? What can I do to maybe keep a normal routine? What can I do? Because, hey, I can't be at home till NYSC. And by the way, in Nigeria, we do something we call NYSC, National Youth Service Course. So after graduating, we all serve the country for 1 year in that program. And I was like, I didn't even know when NYSC is, because at that point, normally there was a particular time they always had, but that particular year there was no date set, and we're not even sure of when the next batch of NYC would be. That was more confusion, because normally I think by August there was always a batch that goes in August, and when we realized that there was no August batch for the 1 year program, that was actually a kind of escape route again. Do you understand? Before I know what I want to do with my life, I was like, oh, no August NYC batch. Hey. Then life, as in, I feel like everything just said adding up. Like, it's like this life is after me. Okay, like I felt much like down, and I'm like, I need to know what I want to do with my life. Like, this is the time to start planning. And basically, instead of researching on what I can do to keep sane, because I won't lie, I was already kind of losing it. I was home for like almost, I think at that point I was home for 3 months already, and I started researching on how I can actually keep sane. And that is some of the things I shared in the first 2 videos on the Life After Uni series. Like I said, is in the description box. You can watch it after this video. So number one thing that I started experiencing is that I didn't have pocket money. Like, I didn't have money. Normally every month when I was in uni, my parents sent me money, and that's because you're not at home, you need to buy food, you need to take care of yourself. But now I was home and there was no pocket money. So I think I sat down with my parents and I told them that, see, daddy and mommy, please, we need to work out something. I need some money to take care of myself. I think they reasoned with me and started giving me money. So I felt like I wasn't that feeling bad. So at least I had money, I could go out, I could buy data on my phone, and I could explore. Yeah, so I think during that time I discovered my gift of writing. I started even doing videos that period, but I was never confident enough to post those videos on social media. Yeah, I feel that was the time I discovered myself. I realized that I had this creative part of me. I started writing, I started my blog, I started my Instagram page, I started writing for people, I started getting writing gigs, and yeah, during that period I volunteered. I remember volunteering in my church. I remember doing some coaching lessons and teaching students. I remember anywhere they want to volunteer in this world, I was always volunteering. Especially in my church, I got active in my church, in my youth church. I got active in the neighborhood. I started teaching students. I started coaching students for WAEC. Started teaching students mathematics and science subjects, and I started volunteering even in some coaching centers apart from the one I was like calling students together and teaching them. I started mentoring teenagers. I just got myself busy, and I felt like that was one of the things I mentioned in my videos, and I'm being practical here because I couldn't like highlight some of these things in the previous videos. So I got really busy, and I felt like being busy actually keeps you sane. I had a routine. I developed a routine for myself. Wake up in the morning, do my morning prayers, do this, cook, do this, go for the coaching lesson, come back home around 3. Like, I developed a routine for myself. Maybe the weekends I go and chill and just enjoy, but I developed a constant routine that helped me keep sane. And by the way, I'm here to say that I have the best family ever. My family members are supportive people. I don't think they ever made me feel somehow. In fact, they were always supportive, and anytime they see me looking down and sad, they were always there to encourage me. So having the great support system around you is important. So the support system I had around me was very, very good. Having a good support system literally helped me. It's not like they let me go. They'll still ask me, oh, what do you want to do? What do you want to do with your life? What's your next plan? But they were still supportive regardless. Even when I was saying I want to start writing, like, nobody stopped me from writing. Nobody stopped me from doing my Snapchat videos that year and all those things. Nobody stopped me. But they were just still pushing me and mentoring me. So I'm just saying, if you know anybody around you, don't make people feel like, oh, they are playing or they don't know what to do. Just encourage. I feel like those words of encouragement helped me. The story is sweet though. The story is looking sweet now, but this was like a long 8 months, 8 to 9 months, because I finally went for my NYC in January. So that means from May to December. I was literally stuck with my Nigerian parents. I was stuck with them, waking up and sleeping with them every day. It was quite a learning process for me. I also learned some home skills like cooking, cleaning the house, and all those things. And thanks to my parents for always for all that thing they did to me then, because I felt like after that time, I don't think I was home for that long again, or maybe during lockdown. But during lockdown, I was already a big girl, you know. One time my mom actually sat me down, spoke to me, advised me. It was actually a good bonding time with my parents, basically, I won't lie. But it was the most frustrating time living with Nigerian parents. You know how Nigerian homes can be. You need to act busy. If you don't, even if you feel like sleeping, sometimes you need to act busy. If not, they'll come and give you work. But really, it's all fun and interesting now. It's like a sweet story time now, me talking and just about it. But I won't like this. I woke up crying and feeling bad and asking myself if I was really sure that was what I was here in life to do. But for me, it was one of the most trying time for me, really. Like I realized I was an adult. I realized I was literally on my own. I realized that any decision I was going to make in that time was very critical and I needed to make the right decisions. I don't want to get emotional, but really, if you are in this phase just trying to navigate life, not to encourage somebody out there, just take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and everything will begin to add up. Because even after the NYC that I was saying, that 1 year I wanted to use it to, like, it was like an escape route. After NYC, the question came again, what is next? Do you understand? So even if you go for an MSc, you go for a program, you go and do something and you feel like you're trying to run away from the question, life will still ask you that question, what is next? Life would ask the question, what is next? It is up to you to make the final decision, basically. It is up to you to know what you want for yourself. At the end of the day, the decision to do anything still lies with you. The final decision lies with you, and you need to do things correctly and not just make decisions in the moment. The truth is, if you don't answer some of those questions now, you don't answer this question, life will still ask you the question later. So I know it's not a question to also respond to in a rush. You need to take your time, understand what you want for yourself, know what you want for yourself, look at it. Do I want to still remain in this career path? Do I want to practice this course I've studied in uni? Do I want to change my course? Do I want to start a business? All those questions you need to ask yourself, and you need to start making plans for it one day at a time. No rush, basically. There is no pressure, no tension, but of course, you need to do something one day at a time towards achieving your goals. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. I hope you've learned something new. Hope you enjoyed my story time. I hope I'm a good storyteller anyways, and I hope there is something you picked up from this video. Please remember to subscribe if you're just tuning in for the first time, like, and also drop an interesting comment in the comment section. Do you have a question? Do you want to share your story with us? Do you want us to learn anything from you? Please feel free to drop them in the comment section and I'll be happy to respond to them. Thank you for staying to the very end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.